Hey everybody, it's Gavin Hogarth here from the Fit Body Farm. This week I wanted to chat to you about fats actually. Um, Quite often people wouldn't really think about fat in the context of getting healthy and losing weight because if we want to lose fat, we often think, oh, we need to cut fat out and eat low fat or lighter products. Okay, but that's not the case. We do need fat in our diet. Okay, so why is fat important? Well, first up, it's important for the balancing and transporting of hormones. All right. Now, hormones are basically chemical messengers which get passed around our body. Okay, and um, fat supports the transporting of those. Okay, so for our hormones to remain balanced and for our body to you know act as it's meant to act or operate as it's meant to operate, okay, then we need the hormones to be transported, okay, and be balanced. All right, otherwise we end up out of whack. Secondly, fat is a energy source, which you probably know. For if you think of it for long endurance activities, okay, it can last days or even weeks. Um, to maintain a healthy immune system, okay, so we don't get ill. Then more visible to you guys probably is that fats can help with the health of your skin, your nails, your hair, brighter eyes, okay, and for brain power as well. Okay, so it's important for things like focus and concentration. Um, Weight loss. All right. Now, when people think about losing weight, they often think, all right, I need to reduce the amount of certain foods like cakes or biscuits or sweets or um, bread or pasta. All right. Now, if the amounts of food that you eat, or those types of food, if they're reduced, okay, then your carb intake overall and your sugar intake will probably come down. All right. Um, but if we stop there, then we can feel very kind of dissatisfied and cravings can be high. All right. So we actually need to make sure we increase our fat intake of certain fats. Okay, so we get an actual level of satisfaction, okay, from our food. All right, and have our cravings reduced. And fat can do that for you. Okay. Now, types and balance. Okay, you don't really need to get too bogged down in this. What I'm really saying here is that you need to eat fat from a variety of sources, just like vegetables, just like fruit, just like protein. All right, variety is going to be best. All right, so about a third of your fat would come from saturated. Okay, about a third from monounsaturated, and that's some of the sources there you can see, and then a third from polyunsaturated. All right, so having a greater variety is key. Now, if I break down those polyunsaturated ones, okay, well, stick with me here, all right? You've probably heard of omega 6 and omega 3s, okay? Especially omega 3s. When you see a product which is trying to advertise itself as being healthy, then quite often they'll promote being high in omega 3s, all right? Because they're something that we are lacking in our diets. Now, the ratio of omega 6s to omega 3s, it used to be 1 to 1 back in the day, all right? Now, due to modern diet, the ratio's shifted to highly disproportionate 20 to 1. Okay, so I mean, we're probably consuming about 20 times more omega 6s than we are omega 3s. All right, what this means is that our cell health, okay, which is key for health overall, is compromised as a result of this. All right, now the increase in high omega 6s, all right, comes from more of these products being used and from eating meat from grain-fed animals as opposed to grass-fed. Okay, because more of the beef that we would eat and or any other type of meat is coming from animals who are being fed on grain, which is higher in omega sixes. So therefore, we consume more omega sixes by eating those meat from those animals. All right. So what we need to do is eat more omega threes, okay, and that's going to keep us far healthier and reduce our chance of becoming ill. All right, so that means eating more from things like fish oil, oily fish, flaxseed oil, and algae oil. Okay. All right, so your challenge this week is to be a bit more conscious of fats in your diet. Okay, um, so this would involve severely limiting trans fats. Okay, so you might not know what I mean by trans fats. These are a hydrogenated fats, so basically man-made fats. Okay, created in a lab, which are then added to foods. Okay, and unfortunately, they're quite often in foods that are heavily processed, or they are heavily processed, and they're created scientifically for us to crave more of them. All right, but they're not good news. Okay, so we need to limit the amount we're having. Okay, but we also want you to really focus on adding healthy fats to your diet. That's a key as well. All right, so eating a variety of healthy fats with things like fresh meat, fish, oils, nuts, seeds, dairy, avocado, coconut oil. All right, and you know, at each meal, trying to think, where is my fat coming from? Okay, so you've got a portion each meal roughly. Portion size, women about one thumb size portion, men about two thumb size portions. So between one and two thumb sizes. Okay, so if you think of nuts, if you look at your thumbs, okay, how many nuts could you fit in the area that one thumb takes up? Probably between 8 and 10. Okay, it just depends on the size of the nut, obviously. And you'd be aiming to have those portions 3 times per day. Okay, it doesn't necessarily have to be all at meal times, and you could actually snack on healthy fats as well. All right. The final thing to leave you with is you may want to consider a high quality fish oil supplement. Okay, fish oils have got a wide range of health benefits. Okay, a couple of them would be that they help reduce chronic inflammation. Okay, by that I mean inflammation which is always in the body. Okay, which isn't a good thing. Having inflammation is required if you're trying to like heal an injury, for example. Okay, but for it to always be prominent in the body isn't a good thing. All right, and will very quickly become sick and unhealthy and gain weight as a result of that. All right. So fish oil can help reduce the inflammation. It can also help with brain health is one of the other benefits. So if somebody is struggling with depression, for example, then one of the first things I say is, well, get yourself onto fish oil supplement. All right. But obviously, it's going to increase your fat intake overall as well, your healthy fat intake. So, where to get it from? Pure Pharma is one of the recommended places I go for. Search for that online. Just I would avoid supermarket supplements, things from like Boots and chemists as well. Like you're better going for recommended reputable sources. Okay, so Pure Pharma is one that I'd certainly say. Okay, and that's your challenge for this week. So go and eat some fat. All right, enjoy. Bye bye.